Today we celebrate International Women's Day, and at Farm Wardrobe, we want to inspire other women in agriculture. And today, to help us, we're putting Margaret Farrelly from Clonarn Clover in the spotlight. When I heard Margaret's story at the Woman and Ag conference, I was truly inspired. So I want to introduce to you Margaret Farrelly from Clonarn Clover. Margaret, can you tell us who you are and what you do on a daily basis?
Well, thanks very much for such a lovely introduction, Alison. To those who don't know me, I'm Margaret Farrelly. We have a small free-range egg business based on our farm here in Mullen, County Cavan. And we started off in 1987 with 150 hens. Today, we pack from a total of about 180,000 hens. Not on our own farm, of course, but based in counties Cavan, Meath, Longford and Monaghan.
Wow, that's amazing achievement in itself. So Margaret, can you answer some questions we're going to ask? The first question is, in all the world, which woman are you most inspired by and why?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I've looked up to many people over the years, and but you want a woman, an inspiration woman. I think the person that stands out in my mind is the country and western singer Loretta Lynn. She, at age 14, she became a mum. At 27, she became a granny. And around that time, herself and her husband, who was called Doolittle, I think aptly named, bought a kind of a travel home and set off to peddle her music career. I'm sure it wasn't ideal for them or for anyone at the time, but I just thought, what courage that must have taken. And she was from amazingly humble background. So, there was a bit of gospel in her as well. And I think maybe that helped bring her through those times. And that interested me as well, I suppose. But she's 88 now and still living while in bad health. So I just think that was something amazing and different to do. But pardon?
A bit of bravery and a bit of fire behind.
Yes, exactly. And somebody who near home that inspires me, and that I think we all can take a leaf from her book, is our own Mairead McGuinness, MEP.
Yeah, she's truly amazing. I would say we're not the only two that are inspired by Mairead McGuinness. Thank you for them answers. So the next question is, what was your biggest challenge and how would you say that you met it head on?
Well, anyone who knows me, Alison, will know that I'm generally a shy person. I don't really like being out front or whatever, but you do what you have to do when you're in business. And when you find yourself in these situations, you have to dig deep sometimes. But I think the biggest challenge I ever had to face was in 2005 when our biggest customer decided to put the business that we were supplying them up to tender. And it was called an e-tender. And the process was a bidding online and then attend for a presentation, sell yourself really. And that was something that was totally new and scary for me. A very good friend of mine put me in touch with the lady who done presentations and coached for presentations. And of course, I naively thought that this lady would make the presentation for us. And imagine my shock and horror when she told me with one day to go, no, you'll be doing this, Margaret. But she said, believe you me, we'll spend a few hours together and you'll be champing at the bit. And she was right. She convinced me that, and I never forget it, she convinced me that only me could have the passion to tell how good we were. Nobody else could do it as good as me, in other words. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was the big
encouragement.
and it actually turned out to be a very successful turn in my life, really.
Yes, excellent. So the next question is, what has been your most memorable and or your most proudest moment in your career to date?
Well, probably one of each, I think. The most memorable for me, and I do not enjoy the limelight at all, Alison, even this is a challenge for me, but I'm used to it at this stage. But I think the most memorable moment of my life was receiving the Women in Agriculture Award in Europe in 2017. Feeling like a fish out of water, but so amazingly honoured to be bringing that prize back to Ireland, to Cavan and to Mulla, really, and for women. Really felt it felt that made me feel amazing and memorable. I think my proudest moment was probably stepping onto the podium or on the stage in the college, the University of Ayr in Scotland, to receive my diploma in applied poetry science, having returned to formal education at the age of 59. And I only had second level education prior to that, so that was completely new for me, and I have to say it made me feel very proud.
Yeah, no, that's a great achievement. I'm very proud of you myself, Margaret. So the next question is, do you have any advice to mums juggling a career and a family?
Oh, advice, I have sympathy, but advice, I think, it probably, I wouldn't have been good at taking this advice myself, I have to say, always. But I think to plan is a huge help, and nearly essential. The plan won't always work, of course, because life is life and it will throw surprises at us every day. But you learn to react quickly and reschedule and, just get on with it and then catch up. So I suppose my advice would be to do the best you can in planning and hope. For the most time it will work. That's I think I can't think of anything else that would work better.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for that. And finally, the last question. Do you have any advice for young women on the agricultural career route or starting a business? Any advice that you would give them starting out?
I think, Alison, the best advice I could give, and it was my son who gave it to me, actually. Well, no, he reminded me of this. He said, "Mom, you know your stuff. You're the expert. So it's easy to deliver a message when you're the expert. So if somebody is starting out, get to know as much as you can about your chosen area, because you'll never get caught out. If you have to bluff, you get caught out regularly. You have to remember what you said last time or whatever. If you're speaking from experience and a knowledge that you have, a really deep understanding of, I think then you'll always be in a more comfortable situation, comfortable space, no matter what the situation is.
Mm-hmm. That's handy advice, isn't it, for anybody that's kind of going into a new career or branching out, but it's encouraging words. So thank you, Margaret, for your time chatting to us. And we too hope that this has motivated and empowered and inspired all the ladies out there that is going to watch this little video. So off you go and make it happen.
Thanks very much, Alison, and the best wishes to everybody for International Women's Day.
Thank you.